Good afternoon, everyone. Jonathan Davis here with Davis Autosports, and man, we're really excited about this car. We have a lot of cool cars in inventory that came in the last couple weeks, and this is one that I'm actually most excited about. And value-wise, it's one of the least valuable ones, but I'm most excited because they're just really cool cars. So this is a '01 Audi S4 Avant 6-speed manual transmission. And if you're looking at this car, I'm sure you're well aware of what the car is. But man, these things are just so hard to come across. We're always looking for cars like this, and they just don't pop up that often at all. So we're really excited to get this one in. Stick around for the whole video. I'm going to go over a lot of information on this car: service history, new parts, condition. We're going to do a driving portion of the video here towards the end. So if you're watching this on YouTube and you want any additional information that's not given on this video, make sure to go to our website, davisautosports.com. We only use YouTube to host our videos. Also, if you have questions about this, you can talk amongst yourselves in the comment section, but if you're asking us a question pertaining to buying this vehicle, contact us at 855-955-3377. And with that said, we're at the end of May 2013, so if you're watching this beyond sometime in June, the car is going to be sold, so no reason to contact us beyond that point. So we're shooting this in 4K, and before we get into too much detail on the car itself, I want to concentrate on the paint and the body first, and then we'll get into some more information on the car itself. But this thing is in absolutely beautiful condition all the way around. All the glass on the S4 is all original Audi glass. Now it is pollen season here in Virginia, so if you see a little bit of that on the car, excuse us, but we just wiped it down, but it's pretty bad out here. Besides the condition of the body being really a 9.5, 9.8 out of 10, it really is that nice. It's fully ceramic coated. There's not one single dent or ding on this entire body. We are shooting this in 4K, so if you have the ability to watch it in 4K, please do so. When you wash this car, the soap literally just beads right off, the water beads right off. It's got a 7-year ceramic coating on here. As we walk around, we'll show you the rest of it, but one thing I want you to take note on are the wheels are also in perfect condition because they were professionally refinished about a year ago. Removed off of the tire, the barrels were sanded down, everything was sanded down. They were base coated and clear coated for an absolutely brand new finish, and they are wrapped in new Michelin tires as well. At that time, the brakes were also done. We're going to get into the let that guy go by. We'll get into some of the services as well later on. But once again, look at that wheel. Usually these wheels, because the way the offset is, the way they sort of are designed, these spokes over the years just get really banged up on curbs and everything else. So as you see, that is not the case here whatsoever. If you notice, the car is slightly lowered on a set of coilovers, which is fully adjustable. Just an absolutely gorgeous car. The previous owner, just due to rock chips, did have the front bumper sprayed, which on most sport cars and exotics, not that this is an exotic, but people do get that because you don't want to have such a nice car with rock chips. So that's very common. Headlights, no oxidation or condensation. I mean, the reflection on this paint, the smoothness that you're not going to be able to see in the video, but paint is soft as can be, smooth as can be. Let's see, I think I may be losing some battery on my Steadicam. If so, yep. Alright, so we're going to go old school. Bear with me, guys. I'm going to turn this off and throw it in the car. Just bear with me for about 10 seconds. Once again, if you're seeing anything on top of the paint, just very light pollen. Once again, refinished wheel, rotors just recently done, brake calipers were painted at the same time that the wheels were done. All that is reflection, obviously, of the asphalt. So before the car was ceramic coated, it was also paint corrected and wet sanded. So any and all factory orange peel was removed. You can see the reflection in the paints are phenomenal, straight line reflections. New Michelin tires all the way around. So make sure, as I mentioned our website earlier, make sure to go there, because we're going to have all the previous services, some of the more recent services. This car has had the whole timing belt and water pump service performed on it. Just recently, it has brand new KO3 OEM turbos installed on it. These KO3s are tiny. They're known to over time go bad. I would have liked to put some KO4s on it personally, but to keep it sort of in stock form, KO3s were put on. When I owned these cars years ago, that was a quick sort of way to really put some power to this, and that's what they had over in Europe in the RS version of this car, were the KO4 turbos. Anyhow, so it has newer KO3 turbos. Clutch was just recently done as well. We have documentation and service history from starting at like 40,000 miles up to now. It's got an impeccable service history. The front windshield is even original. Alcantara is in great condition. The bolsters are actually really clean as well. They're not hateful at all. Seat belts are very clean. Center console's in great condition. It works as it should. Cup holder. Non-smoker. Steering wheel's in great condition. Dash is very clean. Headliner's perfect. It's got all the factory all-weather floor mats still. They're in great condition as well. Look at the leather. Just a beautiful, beautiful example. Usually, if you're familiar with these, and I'll show you the front seat as well, the Alcantara, they get these little balls, and if you've had these in anything Alcantara, steering wheels, but these seats are just really, really well kept. Back pockets never had stuff in them, just very clean. Door jambs are spotless. But even the driver's seat, I mean, usually these things are just all beat up. Even in like the SVT Cobras, the Terminator editions that have a similar Alcantara sort of suede, but they're in really, really good condition. Sort of give you a side profile shot. So it's pretty nice to see them that clean. That's just a little lint from some microfiber rags. But everything, all the buttons, there's no wear on the buttons. Boost gauge. She's very, very clean. It does have APR exhaust, does have a tune. Once again, the website's going to have everything that this car has, whether it's upgrades, services, so make sure to check that out. Does have the jack, spares in here as well. Usually too, on the Alcantara right here, it starts to they use glue to attach it and it starts to come loose. You get pockets in them. Not the case here. Let me just look at all the brackets and everything, just so clean and nice. I mean, honestly, even though 104 is relatively low in one of these, if you were to look at the condition, you would think that it has far less than that. But you can tell just with all the documentation that the previous owner has kept on it. Definite enthusiast, garage kept. Has a full spreadsheet of all the services and whether he performed them or a shop performed them. That's in these seats, that's very hard to come across in these bolsters. Have the radio code, and the code in the card is in one of these as well. I've already confirmed that. So we have actual service records of documentation from the service departments as well. We have a spreadsheet as well, but then over time, the owner, whether he did the work or had it done, still put it in here. So some of this stuff Audi didn't do, but he just still kept it in the book. The timing belt, CV boots, turbos. Turbos were done at 80,000 miles. New alternator. So it's been very, very well serviced, and I'm not going by just this. So new clutch, Absolute Automotive did the clutch at 103, literally 1,000 miles ago. New rotors, new pads at 99. New O2 sensors from Absolute Automotive. Belt tensioner, and you can tell when you drive this thing, she just drives absolutely perfect. So once again, on the exterior, front bumper freshly painted to eliminate rock chips. The entire vehicle has been wet sanded. From there, ceramic coated. All four wheels completely refinished. Looks like the light went down. There we go. New Michelin tires, new brakes, all the glass is original. And full disclosure too, there's no cracks anywhere. There's no spidering. There's a couple. I mean, if you have an original windshield with 100,000 miles, I'm sure you're going to get some very, very, I mean, it probably won't even focus. You're going to have some probably very, very minor, that's not even a crack, or excuse me, a chip, but original glass, and I surely wouldn't, even if it had more than this, which it doesn't, wouldn't jeopardize an original glass and seal. But all the other glass is absolutely perfect. Check out the roof. I mean, she is the real deal. AC blows absolutely ice cold. So all the electronics have been tested, from power seats, heated seats, windows. They all work exactly as they should. Interior, there's no odors in here. You actually, believe it or not, you smell a lot of the materials in here between the leather and the Alcantara and everything else. So okay, I just got a warning on my battery, so we'll make this part of it quick before we head out. So if you guys haven't checked out the Lucid that we just got in, check that out. That's a really neat car. Let me get this focused for you guys. Now bear with me, driving a manual clutch while filming. There's going to be a lot of transfer of camera and steering wheel to knee and everything else. So we are going around a turn. That's why the wheel is very, very responsive. That was third gear. We'll start off in second here just to make life easier. Plenty of torque to start off in second gear. One touch on the windows. So I mean, even sixth gear, just give it a little bit of gas and it just starts pulling very nicely. Get you focused in. So going up a hill, sixth gear, literally next to no gas, and it just starts pulling. Go ahead and downshift to fifth, slight pull. Go ahead and get in fourth gear. Another thing to note, these clusters are notorious for having dead pixels, and if you look at every single number, you'll see that, yeah, and we're not in 1999. So, but no dead pixels whatsoever. Same holds true with the AC panel. Just great all-around cars. It's a car that you can get 30 miles to the gallon if you're wanting to and attempting to. You can fit 5 people comfortable, cargo. It's a sporty car. It's a great looking car, and these cars are obviously just climbing in value, more desirable. This whole generation of cars from, you know, the late 90s, early 2000 German cars, and between these, the E36 M3s, E46 M3s, and these are cars that I sort of grew up with, so it's nice to see that there's still after this long, as popular, or honestly more popular. Hard on the brakes, no downshifting. Steering wheel is completely smooth. Do a low RPM pull with AC on. Still not budging in temperature with the AC on. If you want to get a reading on the boost gauge, looks like running 18 pounds of boost. Go ahead and go into 6th gear. Very smooth drive line as well, very smooth. Once again, guys, check out the website davisautosports.com to get a full list of all of the services, all the upgraded parts, additional information, price, all that good stuff. We don't mention price in our video. People have mentioned before, if you're selling something, put a price in your video. Well, no, because once the video's on YouTube, it's on there. You can't really change the audio, and sometimes prices will change. So prices will be posted on our website. We don't post them in the title because we don't sell stuff on YouTube. We just use it to host our videos. So if you're interested in the car, www.davisautosports.com. Thanks for viewing. I hope you've enjoyed the video and the car.